But most HR companies like Zenefits, Bambee, ADP, they send you templates, right? So you come to a platform, you answer a set of questions, and the platform or the code, you want to call it, does your handbooks, HR policies based on your questions answered. And then most companies like Zenefits, all these other companies, you might call on Monday, talk to Jason, Thursday, talk to Lynn. Each time is a different person, right? Let's just be the same person each time. And so, yeah,
Well, that's good.
yeah,
That sounds good. Well, maybe get in to start at 425
yeah,
and maybe there'll be an event where you get to meet the Auth0 people
mhm,
who want to hire somebody like you.
yeah, definitely, definitely. Um, you also belong to the WTIA Association Blockchain Council. Can
Hmm.
you talk about that?
No, I'm embarrassed to say I don't think I've been to a meeting for a while, but I originally got involved in that because it's just all too apparent to me that there are a lot of people in government who know nothing about technology, and they're the ones making policy about it, and it's kind of scary. It's getting better. We have a few people who are carrying the water well, but I really wanted just to learn as much as I could about blockchain because everybody thinks of it as an NFT or Bitcoin, and there's so much more to it than that. And it's a great technology that the medical profession should be using, government should be using a lot. And I'm not talking about the monetary aspect of it, just as a technology that's an secure um, secure data that you can share, and you only have to share whether somebody checked the box or not. So they always use the example when you go to a bar and you show them your driver's license. The only thing they need to know is if you're over 21, that you showed them everything about you.
Yeah, you do. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so blockchain merely says, yes, they checked the box.
Okay.
So whatever it is you need to know, here it is. You don't need to know anything else. But you think about when you go to a medical appointment, every time you have to sit down and fill out that huge form on your past medical history, what you're allergic to, what surgeries you've had, what drugs you don't tolerate or what drugs you're on. And I mean, who remembers all that? And so they are only as good as you are accurate in that form. Well, what if you put that on a card? And so you go to your doctor and they want to know if you have any drug allergies or any food or whatever, and it's all right there and
Okay.
it's completely accurate. And I think that would save a lot of medical mistakes.
So we're in election year this year. As the mayor of Bellevue, does it really matter, like if the Republicans or Democrats are running the White House or the state governorship? Like, does that really matter as far as policy and stuff, or
Yes,
it does? Okay.
matters not as mayor. It matters tremendously to a city like Bellevue.
Mm.
I, it almost makes me cry because people don't realize. So I was just reading an article last week that reminded me of something that I'd forgotten about. We had a bunch of environmental disasters, with the fires that we had when Trump was in the White House. And because Washington State has not been pro Trump, and certainly not the West side of it, they didn't, they wouldn't give us any disaster money. They withheld disaster dollars. And it's not, us in the government who are suffering, it's the people. You think about, and this is where it gets really sad to me, you think about, people who have come here to our country with good intentions to create an opportunity for their family and for their children. And they get them in the Bellevue School District. It's a very expensive place to live. They're managing it. The dad's working two jobs, the mom's working two jobs. They're part of a community. The kids are doing well. And ICE comes and just takes the dad one day and just takes him back to Mexico after he's been here for 20 years working. No legal record or anything. And, you ask yourself, well, why didn't they just get their citizenship or why didn't they do that? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, but the, the repercussions of that kind of treatment to people like that. We had a family whose son committed suicide after his dad got deported. And, you know, there's a lot of suffering that goes on in our immigrant population, even the people who are legal, who are terrified of what's going to happen. So they go into hiding. So then we have people who are struggling, we don't even know. And they just disappear from your community and you don't know where they went, what happened to them. And when you meet these kids, they're good kids and they're leaders. You know, they're not the kind of people you want to lose from your community. So I'm really worried about things like that.
Okay. I might be making this stat up, but I think like even during the presidential election, really no one votes, and even less vote in like local elections.
And especially off year
Off
elections
years,
like
yeah.
mine.
Can you talk about the importance of people like voting in all elections? Because I think argument can be that the local elections impact your life way more than, you know, congressional elections.
And thanks for asking that question. Because I am in a nonprofit called the Eastside Voters Alliance, and it was a nonpartisan the vote out kind of thing. Everybody vote, and your vote is your voice. You know, if you don't like something, then vote against it. If you do like something, vote for it. If you don't vote, you have no say over what's going on. If you think your vote doesn't matter, check out the last primary that we just had in August, where we had Dave Up the Grove, who's a Democrat, and two Republicans running for a lands commissioner. And the vote count was separated by 50 votes. I mean, every vote matters. It really does. And we fought so hard to have the ability to have a say in what our government does and in policy. Why would you not take advantage of that?
I definitely agree. So what's your take on this? This is what I think, right? And of course, you disagree if you want to. Like, I think on the left, there's like 1% on the left that's like way radical, like doing stuff like, okay, what are you doing? And on the right, 1% on the right, like, what are you doing right? They're so radical on both sides. But it's like that 1% each side gets all the news media, all the attention, and they're driving everything, right? For most people, actually, I won't say moderate, they're mainly in the middle, right? Like 30, 40, 50, 60%, right? How does it come that all the news media like spending so much attention on these far left, right, 1%, far right, 1%?
Because it's not boring. I mean, moderate is boring.